Hey everyone, in today's episode of Thailand Retro Mods, we're going to be taking my junker spec Toyota Cefiro to one of the most infamous and dangerous racetracks in all of Thailand. I've been spannering on the car all night, dealing with stripped brake nuts and all sorts of fun stuff to do with the brakes, so this should be good. Let's get stuck into it. So if we have a look at the car currently, you can tell why I was so keen to get new seats in it. Wow, Recaros with racing harness. Looks really cool, but in reality, if you can see that, I'll zoom out for you. So, boom, 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 boom. Absolutely rastus. This is no good at all. And the mounting points onto the floor with fake 20 baht. Oh, here 70 baht. Here's a winner. 70 baht. Thank you very much. It's just not safe at all. It's not tight. These aren't genuine, and just nothing about this is good.
So now that it's clear that the previous owner paid zero attention to safety, I went out and bought a fixed back Momo racing seat. Momos are good because they don't really make copies of them. It's deep, fixed back, hugs my hips really well, and it should be a good, cheap track seat. After I bought that, got home and got to doing a little bit of fab work. So the seat came with a rail on it already. So what I did is I just got the seat, took the rail off, mounted it onto the floor rail, which was already in the Cefiro. Obviously the widths were different, so I tacked the existing Momo floor mounts, which are for a Civic, onto the Cefiro mounts so that they were all lined up and square, made sure the seat fitted well, tacked it on, test fitted in the car, make sure that it was fitting right, and then came back and buzzed it with a few beads of weld, top, bottom and sides. You want to make sure that the welds are really strong. I also got some seat belts, so I got some factory 3-point seat belts as well, because I like seat belts 3 points better than harnesses before you get a full roll cage. Now the seats are done, it's on to the brakes. The first thing I always buy is some new standard rubber hoses. You'd be amazed how much difference these can make. They're dirt cheap. Yes, you can get braided lines, which are better, but for 10 bucks, this is a great replacement. If you go out to your car right now, I bet the ones that are on your car are all soft and floppy and possibly even a little bit caked. So for 10 bucks, it's a cheap bang for buck mod. I also got some engine oil. I got a vacuum brake bleeder. I've got some Nexter pads, which are great value for money pads. And before I even get the brakes done, I run into a rather serious mechanical failure. So now it's time for me to sort out what's going wrong with the steering before I get onto the track. So now it's only one day before I'm due to be on the racetrack. I'm driving off to the brake store to get my rotors machined, and as I'm hitting the brakes, I'm feeling the front end wobble round quite a bit through the steering wheel. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I hope that's the rotors, because I'm about to go get them machined anyway. But sure enough, as I pull into the driveway, clunk, clunk, and I've done an inner and outer tie rod in the car. So now I've got to find inner and outer tie rods for an A31 Nissan Cefiro in the middle of Thailand, one day before racetrack.
You would never believe it in a million years. So So this is my little soy here in Thailand, and this is my local shop up on the corner, just a local Thai parts store, and they just happen to have A31 Nissan Cefiro rack-ins and tie rods in stock. Amazing Thailand. Amazing Thailand tourism should be about being able to find cool car parts. Going to get some car parts?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what you getting?
So now it's ready to pick the car up from the brake store, and I'm ready to hit the track, but oh no. Turn the key and my foot goes straight to the floor. So I've got a problem with the diaphragm or the hose that draws vacuum from the engine. So what I did is, first thing is just check the hose. That's a nice and easy one. And lo and behold, the hose was absolutely cracked and caked. So first thing I did was went and got a new hose. So the new hose should fix that. As I was getting that new hose, I started to look for vacuum leaks, unrelated, and notice I've got a whole heap of vacuum leaks. So the line that was going to my boost gauge had been on top of the exhaust, so that had burnt straight through. So that's why the boost gauge wasn't working, and that's where one of the massive vacuum leaks was coming from. Once I plugged that up, lo and behold, the blow-off valve started working, which is good, but I don't trust the blow-off valve not to be leaking as well, so I just blocked that off as well. And the next thing for diagnosing the brakes was to plug a wheel stud into the engine side of the plenum and leave the check valve in. So what that does is allows you to check the check valve and also the pedal feel unassisted. And I had plenty of pedal feel there, so I know that whatever was going on, it wasn't leaking fluid, it's just a booster issue. So got that fixed, and then stripped a brake nut because someone had done them up 1,000,000% too tight. So now I'm dealing with busted brake nuts before the racetrack, so I'm coming down to the wire, but we're gonna get her done.
And step into the office for the day. So I've got the Momo fix back in there on the rails. Now I'm running the 3-point just because rather than a racing harness, I actually think 3 points in the factory positions are actually safer. Stops your head flopping around when you got your lid on in a harness. Creates a pretty savage break point there if you don't have your harness device. And let's go. Plenty of room in the boot, floor jack, basic tools and a fire extinguisher, which should be giving you some idea of my level of confidence. Breakfast, sticky rice and some chicken skewers, not mooping, gaping. Filled her up with some dinosaur juice. Went with the good stuff, which is the 95. So in Thailand you got diesel B7, which is with 7% something, I forget. E20, 20% ethanol, 95, and then the standard diesel. Keeping in mind that Thailand runs on the RON system, which is the research octane number, whereas America runs with the AKI, which is the anti-knock index. Another pro tip is noise cancelling earphones, so it stops you being able to hear everything that's going wrong with the car. Boost gauge doesn't work because the silicon boost line was run over the exhaust and burnt out. Stereo doesn't work because it's cracked, so we've got a full tank of juice, so let's get going.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay, stopping off 5 minutes from the racetrack to adjust the pressures on the tyre. I've chosen 25. Where did I get that exact figure? I pulled it out of my rear end. I'm guessing tyres will heat up a little bit and that should be around about a sweet spot on the track. Also, if anyone wants to come for a ride along, got the safety seat in the back. It's a Recaro, so you're going to be good.
Hey guys, I know I kind of did you dirty a little bit with this video by not having any onboard footage of me on the track. Honestly, first time taking the car to the circuit, I was just spending most of the time concentrating on the car. I got it to lay down a 1 minute 25, which, to put it in context, a quick lap is anything under 1 minute 20. My driftwork suspension's coming from the UK now, and that's going to be the next video. So to make up for it, guys, let's have a watch of a Civic hatchback in one of the race series built around the track.